Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, student. Good afternoon, Miss. Okay, how are you today? I'm fine, Miss. Thank you. And you? Yeah, I'm great. Thank you for asking. Well, student, today I gonna tell you about the narrative text. So, I will explain the definition, purposes, generic structures, and example of narrative text. So, I want you to open your book in page 21 about the narrative text. Alright, Miss. Alright, student. I'm gonna tell you about the definition of narrative text. For the first is definition. The definition of narrative text is a story with complication or problematic events, and it tries to find the resolution to solve the problem. An important part of the narrative text is the narrative mode, the set of method used to communicate the narrative through a process narration. So, narrative text is a story with complication or problematic event, and it tries to find the resolution to solve the problem. And then the next is the next is the purpose of narrative text. The purpose of narrative text is to amuse or to entertain the reader with a story. And the last, generic structures of narrative text. The first, narrative text have a orientation. So, sets the scenes where and when the story happen to introduce the participants of the story, who and what is involved in the story. And the second is complication. Complication in narrative text is tells the beginning of the problems which leads to the crisis or climax of the main participant. And the resolution in narrative text is the problem of the crisis is resolved either in a happy ending or in a sad tragic ending, maybe. And the last is reorientation or coda. So the last part in narrative text is this is a closing remark to the story, and it is optional. It consists of a moral lessons, advice, or teaching from the writer. Alright, that's all about narrative text. So I have a media for you, student. I have one picture, two picture, and then the last picture. So I have three picture or image. So there is fruit and vegetable. And before that, I want you to reading the story. So I have a media. Media is made from cardboard paper and crayon. So I want you to reading the story about Sura and Baya. Are you ready? Yes, miss, I'm ready. Yes, good. So, I want you to reading the story about Sura and Baya, and and after that you will choice 1, 2, 3 the picture, and then I will give you the question based on your picture you choice. Okay, Dia, reading please. Okay, miss, I will reading the story. So the story is Sura and Baya. A long time ago, there were two animals, Sura and Baya. Sura was the name of a shark, and Baya was a crocodile. They live in a sea. Once, Sura and Baya were looking for some food. Suddenly, Baya saw a goat. Yummy! This is my lunch, said Baya. No way! This is my lunch. You are greedy, said Sura. And then they fought for the goat. After several hours, they were very tired. Feeling tired of fighting, they live in the different places. Sura live in the water and Baya live in the land. The border was the beach, so they would never fight again. One day, Sura went to the land and looked for some food in the river. He was very hungry and there was not much food in the sea. Baya was very angry when he knew that Sura broke the promise. They fought again. They both hit each other. Sura bit Baya's tail. Baya did the same thing to Sura. He bit very hard until Sura finally gave up and went back to the sea. Baya was happy. The end. Okay, good. So, now I want you to choose an image in the media. Please? Oh. Please choose an image in media. Yeah. Yes, miss. I chose strawberry. Okay, good. If you choose the strawberry, you will get the question is number 1 until 3. So listen carefully because I will give you a question number 1. You may write the answer in the paper. So, are you ready? Yes, miss. I'm ready. Okay. Question number 1. What is the title of a narrative text above? And question number 2, how many characters in the story? And the last question is number 3. Anyone who violates the agreement between Sura and Baya. Okay, have you finished? Yes, miss, I have. Okay, good. So, please read the answer. Okay, miss. I will answer the question number 1. The question is number 1. What is the title of a narrative text about? So, the answer is Sura and Baya. And the second question, the answer is there are two characters in the story. It's mean namely Sura and Baya. So there are two characters in the story. And the last question, anyone who violates the agreement between Sura and Baya, the answer is Sura. That's all, miss. Okay, excellent. So, do you understand about today's lessons? Okay, the last question for you. Why Sura and Baya are they fighting? Yeah. Yes, Miss, Sura and Baya fighting. They fight because of a god. So Sura and Baya good. So what lessons can we learn in the story, Gia? Lesson can we learn in the story? The lesson can we learn in the story is do not break a promise that has been agreed upon. That's all, miss. Okay, good. Thank you so much. So I think that's all for today. Thank you so much. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, miss. See you. Thank you so much. And good afternoon.